My name is Debbie Barnett, and tonight is Wednesday night skill building. And tonight is where we make all the magic happen at I Love Mahj to help you get better at your game by watching me make a fool of myself. No, I mean, or watching me navigate through the tiles and the Charleston moves and just having a lot of fun. And of course, the regulars here and even people that are new tonight, just know that I do love to have your suggestions or questions during the event so that I can answer anything you have about any kind of decisions that I've made. Sometimes I have good reasoning behind what I'm doing, and I'll share that with you. Hopefully you'll agree some of the time, but not all of the time. And none of us see the tiles the exact same way, but I hope to be able to point out as many things possible that we could be doing and why we're doing it, etc. So I'm going to head over to I Love Mahj. We're at I Love Mahj at the game launch pad, and we're going to be playing against the bots. And I Love Mahj is where I do all of my Wednesday night weekly live streams. It is a very intuitive website built with all kinds of good stuff, besides for being able to play with the bots or arrange a table with your friends. You can also practice in the exercise room, where I do spend a lot of time when the new card comes out. So if you're interested in trying out I Love Mahj, instead of 2 weeks, you'll get 3 weeks if you use my affiliate code, which is uppercase D, uppercase B, easy to remember for Debbie Barnett, and try it out. You're not obligated to anything, but I always say it is probably one of the least expensive gifts you can give to yourself. And even if you belong to another site, they offer different things. So try it out. So I'm going to go ahead and start my game here. I've got the advanced bots on, and we're going to launch the game. By the way, feel free to comment how you like the card. You have anything positive, negative, any good stuff that you want to share about the new card, please do. I'm liking it quite a bit. I've heard people say it's real easy. Some people say it's harder. I'm still doing some of my own analysis of the card. I don't think it's necessarily easier, but I do think there's a lot of switchable options on the card, which makes it nice. Okay, I did already change the card to the 2025, but if you're coming into I Love Mahj for the very first time, after you receive your card, please be sure to click and make sure that the 2025 card is checked. All righty, and I'm going to leave the timer off. Timer just will give you some reference as to how long it takes you to make a decision on a discard, whether you want to call it or let it go. It's nice to use this to help you speed up your game. And of course, as often as I can talk about the different phases of the game, the begin game, first 33 tiles, the middle game, the next 33, and the end game, the last 33 tiles, I will do that as much as possible, but how fast you play and navigate through things definitely changes as we get closer and into the end game. But this is nice. And even if you do pick this, there is a pause button, so you don't have to worry. You could still pause it. But for tonight, I leave it off so I don't have to think about pausing the button. And of course, we talk through things. Certainly, I'm going to take longer than 10 seconds most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time. All right, so here we go. We're going to start going. Charleston. All right, and I'm going to sort by Sue, and look at here. Look at all the jokers I have to begin with. How much fun, right? Nope, not a lot of fun. Normally, I put my Winds and Dragons down to the right, just in the beginning, and I start concentrating on my suit tiles first. I do like to work on my multiples because multiples, having more than one tile, since there are groupings all over the card, that's what it's all about. Starting with more than one of a tile is going to give some strength to begin with. Sometimes those multiples don't always work out, but we try to make them work if at all possible. So right now I have a pair of ones and I have a pair of nines sitting in my hand. And, if I look at the ones on the left side of the card, the only possible thing that I would even think of or consider keeping, doesn't mean I'm going to keep it, but it could be the one thinking about any like numbers. It's also an odd number. So when we get to the 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 category, we might keep that as well. Not necessarily though. The next thing is looking at the nines and the ones together. Certainly that is our odd category of 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So I'm going to take a look at anything else that I have in 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 and pull that over as well. And because I know that there are dragons in almost every category, I'm going to take and keep those dragons for right now. And I also have the 5. Okay, so I've got all of that. And this is all about when you start out, in order to get yourself in some kind of an orderly manner, the way you have to look at Mahjong is that in the beginning, you're leaving yourself open and flexible. You're not honing in on one hand. Rather, you are collecting tiles in a particular category or categories. Sometimes you have a beautiful hand that just happened to be dealt in, and if we see that, certainly we want to keep an eye on that as well. But in this particular case, right now, I just have a bunch of 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 tiles, and I like that. So I don't necessarily want to add to it, although I could if I wanted to add the 8. I don't think I'm going to keep the north, although I kind of want to keep the north actually because of the news hand in the 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 category. So if I keep the north, then I would get rid of the 8. And this is a pretty pass, a 2, an 8, a 6. It's all 2, 4, 6, 8. But I don't want you to worry as much about what you pass, with the exception of trying to follow a few rules that I go by. They don't have to be your rules, but they're my rules, and I share with you. That the Charleston is about building your hand more than it is about worrying about what to pass. Because if you start worrying about that, you're going to lose opportunities. Now, there's one thing I can say is that I truly don't think that this one is going to come into play at all, because I've already got a pair of ones. And if you look in the 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 category, unless I'm going for the bottom concealed 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 on the left side, I don't need that one right now for any reason, for any other hand where there's 2 ones that work together. So I don't really need that. I am heavier right now on 5, 7, 7, 9. So that 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 category is split almost down the middle between low end odds and high end odds, with some of the hands having a mixture of both of them. So that's one of the things that I, wanted to do, is just to mention that this is not that necessary. So in this case, why not make it a more benign pass if I can? I can, right? So I'm going to go ahead and mix it up, and I'm going to do this here for my first right and see what comes in. All right, now I have a 5 and I have a red. So now we have to break it down and I have a 1. And I have to take a look now more closely because I only have one tile to pass of things that I would want to keep. So let's take a look at the hand starting from the top of that category. The 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 on the right side, because I have different suits here. If I kept the ones, I only need 2 for that hand. But if I kept the ones, I don't have 3s yet. Remember, Mahjong is not about what you don't have, but about what you're going to get through the entire game of picking through the 99 tiles that we pick through. I have 5s, but the 5 wouldn't make sense to use because my 7 and 9 I have the most of. So I've got a lot of gap here. So when I consider what I'm going to keep and get rid of, that's what I'm going to be thinking of. So that line 1 right now isn't so strong that I would keep that possibly and give up everything else. So let's move on down the road and see if there's something else that might work out for us. And by the way, if I had had a 1 crack, I maybe consider the 1 dot, or if I had a soap, I maybe would have considered line 4, but I would have had to have those elements to see that right then and there, or make it a priority. But I'm going to now separate this for a moment into high end versus low end, because those 1 BMs may not be serving me well at all. Okay, let's look at 5, 7, 7, 9. Well, certainly if we look at line 2 on the right side, we have a little bit of our 2 suit run, either with 5 BM, 7 BM, or 5 dot, 7 dot. So I might want to keep those because I do need some safety in a hand that requires no pairs and no singles, and that's one of them. That's a pung kong this year, different configuration than last year. Now on line 3, we have 5, 7, 9 with matching dragons. So we have a piece of all of that hand right there. So far, I'd like to keep all of this. Well, let's see what's going on next. Now we move down the line to 4 doesn't work. 5 has a little mixture of all the tiles. You know, if I wanted to even consider that one, I would keep 1 of the 1 BMs. And then if I got a 3, that hand could possibly come to be. So maybe I could keep 1 BM, 1 of the BMs. And I do have 1, 3, 5, whoops, the wrong one. 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. And of course it needs flowers, but I really love the punga flowers that are back. They're so much easier to make than kongs, and certainly easier to make than a pair, having to worry about getting a pair. So now we have that hand that's a potential. Now the next line down, which is line 3, 4, 5, 6, uses opposing dragons. So if we were to do 5, 7, and 9, we would do this and hope that we would get soaps. Big gap there, right? I really like the next line down with the news, but I can't pass. Oh, I was talking earlier about my few rules that I share about the Charleston, and that is don't pass a pair and don't pass flowers. Flowers are used in 1/3 of the hands approximately. They're a real gift if someone's collecting flowers. And actually, I don't like to get rid of flowers early because I don't know if I'm going to need them. So many hands use flowers. So now I'm in a little bit of a pickle. Do I pass the north and forget about that 5, 7, 7, 9 with the news because I am a little bit heavy on the dragons, or not? Okay. Now, probably that's what I'm going to do. While keeping all of this in mind, okay, I do see potential while we're collecting tiles. This could turn into in any like numbers hand, there's a slight possibility that could happen, because anything could happen in this game. But, you know, I do have some like numbers going on there. So let's see what happens here. Boy, I would like to keep everything, certainly, but I want to see what happens doing it this way. So I got in a wind. Oh, well, what can I say? I got in a wind. I got that 1 dot back, and I got the 8 crack back. Wow. So I could keep this now and think, well, maybe I'll get it back. I don't know. Who knows? See, it's challenging, because our situation is that we have some great hands that use dragons, and we have some other hands that don't use the dragons. So at some point we might have to break something up and figure out which is the easiest. So I can actually do this, even though there's a 1 out there, and I'm hoping it doesn't get into the same player's hand. I want to see if maybe I will get that news back. I'm going to take a chance and see what happens. All right. So I got another 5. And every time you get, and I got a 3. So every time you get another tile or so into your mix of things, you've got to reevaluate, right? So the hand I was talking about, which is line number 5 on the right side, is played like this. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, preceded by a pung of flowers right there. That's pretty, very pretty. I have the hardest part of the hand, which are the singles right there. All right, now let's go back to, since I got another 5, 5, 7, 9 with the matching dragon, or 5, 7, and the matching dragon is line 3, or line 6 with opposing dragons. And I got that 1 rogue south there for a hand that would be 5, 7, bam, 7, 9 crack, or 5, 7 dot, 7, 9 crack with news. Well, I can't keep everything, and I'm not going to stop the Charleston because I'm torn between several things that are going on. I don't want to give up looking at 12 tiles, but I want you guys to weigh in if you have any thoughts. I'd love to hear what you have to say. I'm going to hit continue, and I think I'm going to get rid of the south, and I'm going to get rid of the 9, even though like numbers could be, but I have way more 5, 7, 7, 9 stuff. So I'm definitely not going to keep the 9 dot. I don't see anywhere that it really would make any impact. And I have to decide what to break up here. Now, this is probably smarter if I were going to choose a hand to do the 3rd hand on the right side, because I don't have to worry about getting a missing pair. And that could be something that doesn't happen. Somebody else could be playing with those soaps, or somebody could discard them before I am able to get it. So, and now Randy says get rid of the 1 bam or 5 bam. I mean 3 bam. Okay. And so that's probably a good option as well. So it's either going to be break up the greens or get rid of one of the 1s or 1, 3 1s or 3 bam. The 1 or 3 bam. Anybody else want to weigh in on this? I only have 1. Put it in chat. I'm watching. I want to see what else you have to say. I mean, I really do think that these may not be so fab, but I do have every part of this hand, 1, 3, 5, 7 dot, 9 crack, right? So in my feeling, my strong feeling, and what did we say here? Leslie says break up, toss one of the dragons, the greens. Agnes says break up the green. And I'm going to say the green. Hard thing to do when you have a pair like that, but I'm going to say break up the green. And you know what? Sometimes you get it back. Very often. Phyllis says get rid of the green. So this is my vote because I do have a hand with the 1, 3, 5 potential. So let's see what happens. And I got another 5. So now I have the 5, 7, 9 with the dragons is even a little bit stronger here. And we'll get rid of this. We'll get rid of this. And I can get rid of the other green, hoping that it doesn't get into somebody's hand. Oh, Debbie said no flowers. I agree with Randy. Well, if it were a conch of flowers, I would probably agree. But, you know, I have no jokers. I really should have gone for 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 singles and pairs. But we're going to see. Well, let's keep an eye on what happens here. Oh, look at a new wind. I maybe could have gotten an N, a north, south, and an E. Maybe. But I've got those 3 to get rid of.
Courtesy pass.
I got 1 green back and a north and a 1 bam. So I'm going to do 2. All right. And now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to keep the green just for the, I don't know. I don't think the green is going to be helping me at all. Since somebody has it in their hand, I'm going to get rid of it. Yeah, I'm not going to do that because I have other things that are a little better. So when I usually discard, I do prioritize my discards. I like to get wins out early just because they're, you know, very possibility someone could need or be playing a news hand and need that. So I always do get those out first. And then I do like to get out anything that I broke up a pair with that I am left over with. That would be the green and the 6, which came in at the end. Also, somebody possibly had broken up their hand and the person who ended up with the 6 ended up passing it. So that's a reason I get rid of everything that's kind of left from the Charleston, if that makes sense. Okay. So I will go ahead and get rid of the West first.
Green.
Now remember, we're going through the first 33 tiles, which is the begin game. And there's that green that probably was sitting in someone's hand.
1 down.
We can play rather quickly during this time because I have discards, so I can still fill in tiles. There's a soap. And we have a 3 bam. The only reason I would consider keeping this is if I got 3 cracks, then I would have 1, 3, 3, 5, or pung. It's a possibility. We'll see. I'll hold it over here for a sec or 2 or 3 or a minute. And I'll go ahead and get rid of the green. Actually, I'll do the 6 because that's not out. I do like to get fresh tiles out early. Fresher tiles out as early as possible. When your opponents are not set, better to get them out early.
6 crack. 7 dots.
A 7 dot, which I would love in my hand. So the 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 in the 3 suits. I now know that that's a little weaker because I would need to cover that Kong there with a joker.
9 dots. 6 bam.
Okay, a 3 dot, which I do not need. And I'm gonna prioritize this over the green since the green went out. The other one, I'm pretty sure that was the one that went around in the Charleston that I sent out. So I'll do the 3.
3 dot. Flower.
Here's one flower
North. South.
and the north and south. All right, well, here we go. I ended up getting a soap. Who knows? Maybe I'll get another one. Would be interesting, wouldn't it be? Wow. I think I'm gonna hold the 3 bam just for a little bit. I don't know if I'll be going that way, but I think I'm going to, just for the grins of it, I'm gonna abandon the 135 7 dot 9 crack option. I think I have some other good options. Who knows? Maybe I'll end up with a soap and a green, and then I could be looking at line 6 on the right side. Whoa, crazy as it might be. Actually would like not the 5. It's not the 5 I want to get rid of. It is the 1 and 3. Sorry. Okay. So I want to keep everything on the high end odds in place here. So I'm going to do these. We'll see how it goes. You never know. You could go one way and it could come in great. You go the other way and it blows up in your face. So we'll see what happens.
1 bam. South. West. North.
Okay, so 4 crack is fresh. Get it out.
Green.
Here's that second green.
3 crack.
Okay, I'm not playing with 8 bams. It's not on the table, so I might as well
8
get it
bam.
out.
1 bam. 2 crack. 7 bam.
Another 5. So the 5, 7, 9 with the reds just got a little stronger. And I'll start tossing the 3s. I was keeping the 5 and 7s just possibly as a backup of having a 2 suit 5, 7, 7, 9. But in all honesty, the way it's looking right now, it's not going to happen more than likely because of my strength here. And I'm almost getting to the point now where we're almost going to be committing to 1 or 2 possible hands. If I don't get that green, certainly that other hand is out the door. So it would be line 3. So let's go ahead and get rid of the three bams.
3 bam. North. 9 crack.
Now I would love that 9 crack and I can't take it because I have no jokers. So right away I know that I have to cover that with a joker. And this Annie discarded it. Getting out this 9 crack early made it difficult for me because I'm not ready to call it. So that's an example of a fresh tile going out on the table that I cannot call.
7 crack.
And the 7 crack as well, which is a pung in that hand. Now I wonder if I'm going to
9
get
dot.
any jokers
2 bam.
this turn, this
8
game.
dot. 1 crack.
Another 8. All right, well, we're gonna get out. 7 is out. And the 5 is not out, so I'll go ahead and get the 5 out right now, because otherwise everything else I've already discarded.
5 bam. South. 4 bam. 3 dot.
Now I have a 3 crack, and of course, there is one out there. I was almost thinking, gee, I don't know if I had, how many I had. I think I had 1 at one point. Did I? I don't remember. But, you know, seeing all of this now, if I got 1s and 3 cracks, I might save them if I got them into my hand. But let's see what happens.
7 dots.
I try to
4
keep
dots.
anything I can because you
2
just
bam.
never know what's going to
5
happen.
bam.
There's our flower here. Do I need it for any reason now? Not that I can see of. I would have if I was playing that other hand. but I don't see that I'm going to need that right now. So we'll just leave it over here.
8
I might
bam.
not throw it
8
out
dot.
very quickly.
So,
There's a second soap. One more soap
Green.
goes out, and there's the green. So right now I know that this is the third green. I have the other green. For sure, that's a safe tile. So I would hold on to that one for toward the end if I could help it, now that I'm not going to be using it. I finally got a joker. I need it either in the 7 or 9 position, probably more important in the 9 since it's a Kong. We'll just leave it there because I know it's got to go either there or there. Now I'll start getting rid of the rest of these. If another, now that I know that the green went out, the green and the soap, both of those I don't need, so they're discards. So let's go
3
here.
bam. 4 dot. 9 dot. 4 dot.
Now we're at 52 tiles, so we've entered the middle game. We've gotten through the first 33. Starting at 66, we entered the middle game. We're actually at 52. Still can play a pretty fast game. There's no reason why I would keep any tiles at this point. There's no exposures. I don't know what anybody's doing. But if I saw a tile that I got that wasn't on the table already, I would say, I better get that out right away if I want to make my hand.
8 dot. East. 7 dot. Red.
Now, I would love that red. It's the first one going out, but I would not take my joker from my Kong of 9 cracks and call that red. It wouldn't be a smart move. It would put me in a weak position. I would need the 9 more because this is a pung and there's still a couple more out there and I could get some more jokers. This is a hard thing to do if you're a beginner. I know you're going to want to grab that one right away, but not me. I say no, hold my horses or hold my tiles, I guess, right? Okay, now this is the first 9 bam that's going out. Very good chances it's going to get called, but that's what I want to happen right now. I want it to get called. I don't want to hold it because it's not there. Wait another 3 or 4 or 5 rounds and give somebody mahjong. So let's see what happens.
9 bam.
Nope.
West.
How do you like that?
9 dot. 4 crack.
Another one.
9 bam. Red.
All right, now I'm almost at the end game. I'm going to get rid of that flower next. Another red. Okay, I'm going to ignore it, but if the third one goes out, I'm going to be forced to take it. I don't want to be in that situation. Bummer.
9 bam. 9 bam.
Nobody wanted 9 bams. Amazing. Let's see how many people call this.
Flower. Mah Jongg.
Ooh, and look at that. I have given that flower as mahjong. Wow. And how many people, how many of my opponents? 4 flowers here. Wow. So there were how many on the discard table? 1 flower, I think, went out only. Yeah. 1 flower went out. 4, 5, 6. So there was 1 more left in the tile. And we had a full wall left, full end game, a full 33 tiles left. Now, my hand was definitely not moving anywhere. This game was a tough one, for sure. But let's see what Annie's playing. Annie's playing the 2, 4, 6, 8 singles, line 4. And that's pretty with the like pungs, which could be any like pungs, 2, 4, 6, or 8. Very nice. I like that hand a lot. Well, Annie, good job. Let's see what Amistad's doing here. Consecutive run line 2. That would be the 1, 2, 3, 4, the pung, Kong. And he was pretty far away from anything. Golly, at least I had a little bit more organization there. Another red here being held by Kurt. Unbelievable. Wow. And he was playing 2, 4, 6, 8, line 4. Same hand as Annie was playing. But man, was he also far away. Yuck. This was not a real fun game, I gotta say, but okay. No, it's fun. Mahjong is always fun. Well, let's start again.
First Charleston.
Hello to anybody who joined after I did my intro. Welcome. If you're new here, I don't remember, I saw a few people. If you're new here, please put it in the chat. Let me know that you're new and how long you've been playing. Well, here's another hand I'm starting with, and no jokers. No jokers. Okay, but let me move this down here for now. But I do have a pair of eights. So let's start out with the eights. I do see some fun things that we could do. So let's see what happens here. We have the eights. I could keep the other eight for any like numbers, but that's pretty weak, isn't it? I have some singles here, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6. I've got some fun stuff that we could do if we're looking at the runs. As far as 8 goes and being evens, I only have the 6s to go with those. So that doesn't make me say like, oh yeah, that's the category we got to start collecting in. But I do see a lot of runs, 5, 6, 7, 8, like a ton of runs for sure. So I think that we can keep an eye on some fun stuff with the runs. Possibly line 4 that has 3 singles, possibly 3, 4, 5, 7, line 7, which I love, where you can start the run certainly with any number as long as you don't go above 9, obviously, and you can have the pair in any position. So if I were to do this one, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I got the other 8, then I could do the 8s and dots and the 8s and cracks. That would be kind of fun. But then again, I'm just saying, we've got a lot of run stuff. And with all of this run stuff going on, I would just keep it all right now. Okay. And then we've got, let's see, Debbie said consecutive run lines 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Line 7, yes, I just spoke about line 7, Deb. And then, or 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with dragons. Yeah, that's a possibility. Of course, this doesn't make me as happy, and because I've got those 8s there, but certainly it's something to consider. But I have to get rid of 3. So I have so many pretty run stuff going on here. I'm not trying to figure out what hand at this point because Debbie said no. No what? No, 5 and 2 suits for line 7. 5s and 2 suits. Oh, you're saying this here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it could be, anything could happen. We don't know what's going to happen. If it changes up and I get a pair and I use those, we don't know what's going to happen. But I got to pick 3 tiles. That we all agree on. Winds and Dragons. Look at Winds and Dragons line 6. Possibly. I don't know that I would want to give up all of the consecutive options, since consecutive run is so flexible to count on a Kong of East and West and the other like numbers. It's very possible it could come in, but I'm just not feeling it 100%. So I'm going to say, if I have to choose to get rid of something, because I have so many different options here right now, what would I get rid of in this run, since I'm not going to pass a pair? What would be the least desirable tile? Anybody have any kind of, maybe the 6 crack? Because this we could keep with the 8s, the 5s for a possible pair. Keeping the green, I don't know exactly. I don't see any real possibility with the green. I would say either the green or the 6. What do you say? Okay, I've got, somebody said 5 dot. The only reason I was keeping the 5 dot was for the run with the matching Kongs. That I'm, again, it's about what we can make happen. We could go one way and it can go totally the other way. I was hoping I'd get more 8s, but I think the 6 crack. We've got 3 votes for the 6 crack. I'm going to go with the 6 crack. And it's so fun because, it would be so neat to be able to like see a match with expert level players all playing the exact same tiles throughout a whole game and seeing how differently they would play it. Oh, let's see. What did I get? Anything here? Well, no, more numbers in the run, didn't I? Lots more and more confusion. Huh. Woo. Let's see. I do see some 5, 7, 7, 9 now with the 9 crack. Consecutive run line 4. Let's see. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That was my first choice, but yeah, that's just a little bit. Cheryl said maybe that one. That one's gotten a little bit stronger. Line 4 right there by 1 tile. Now the question is the green or the 5 at this point. We need the 7. Hold on. 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I don't know. I think any of these. What would be the reason for me to hold the 5 again? Oh, the 2 5s for that possible. Ooh, I just don't know. I don't think. Yeah, maybe the 7. Okay, I'll go with the 7. I've got a couple of 7 votes. Fun, fun, fun. All right. These. Wow. Now I've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If I get that 8, wow, 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 wow. Little bits of things, nothing major right now. Little bits of things, certainly. I even have like numbers with 8s here. Let's see, any reason to keep the 7 dots? I don't think so. All right, now I have to choose, and I just don't think. I don't think the green. Of course, once I get rid of it, I'm going to get in stuff that I'm going to need. I don't know if it's more important to keep this in case I do fill in here for line 5 and get rid of the 5s. But now that I got that other 8, I don't know that I need the 5s. Anybody see any reason to keep the 5s? If you're talking to me, Agnes, I certainly can't hear you, but do anybody put it in chat? Do you see any reason to keep the 5s? I don't, so I'm going to get rid of the 5 crack. Debbie said no too. Okay, what did we get in here? Of course, I'm going to continue. Of course, I'm going to continue. 6, 7, 8.
Second Charleston.
Wow. Nobody kept wins. Maybe one person is going to collect them. Now I got this green, the red, you know what, that potentially like numbers line 1, potentially. So I'm going to get rid of the 5. Now I got that, but we don't have the 5s. Oh, Agnes, you were talking to me, but you're mute, so I couldn't hear you. Now we got the 5 in this position, but certainly that's not going to work out right now, but I might hold it for the 5, 6, 7 in the greens. So let's see if we can get rid of 3. Ooh, tough one. This would have to go, my like numbers would go down the pot. So let's see what it looks like. Line number 5. No flowers here as well. 5, 6, 7, right there. Okay. Now, if we do 5, 6, 7, oops, if we do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I need a 4 or a 9 to do that one. That is line 7. I am very, very weak. I'm so weak. What about line 4 of singles and pairs? 8, 9, 8, 9, 8, 9, 8, 9. I mean, it could be. What am I going to get rid of here? Be the 9. Because the other hand, this hand is a little stronger. This still, I still got rid of that. You know what? For like numbers, what if I do that? And keep, instead of worrying about, you know, the 5, 6, 7 with the greens, I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to do this because like numbers, look, and then I really don't need the 5 in any case. I wouldn't need the 5 necessarily. All right, maybe, but I think I'm going to do this. Maybe crazy, but let's see what happens. All right, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 8. All I need is an 8 bam for that to feel good. And some jokers. And lots of jokers. I'm going to get rid of 2 here, still keeping the 8s in mind for any like numbers. I know I need flowers galore.
Courtesy pass.
Oh, I got one more 8. One more 8. That doesn't need any flowers. Line 7 consecutive run, but I need that 8 bam, don't I? Ooh, all right. I'm going to hold on to any like numbers right now. I think I'm going to get rid of the 5. I don't see a real strong backup that's going to work there, but like numbers could be. So I'm going to do 2. Maybe I'll get one more tile that I need.
West.
No, of course not.
3 dot.
All right, starting out in the begin game.
5 dot.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of the south first.
8 bam.
There's one 8 bam, and I just got nervous. Ignore.
South. West. West. 6 bam. 6 crack. 9 crack. 2 dot. 1 crack.
And the 6 is already out. Okay.
5 bam. West.
Okay, that helps.
6 crack, north,
Now, again, right now, I could look at any like numbers, but I would love to have a soap because I would like to protect my pair. I would rather use that there with the green and use the 8s, but I don't know what's going to happen. Move this out. I'll just move this here for now.
3 bam,
One tile could change everything. Okay, no reason to keep that.
6 dot,
Just getting tiles
9
out. I
bam,
don't really care
7
if
crack,
anybody calls anything.
4 crack,
Oh, there's a flower. Woohoo! Now I got a big decision to make. Okay, what's my risk here? My risk is that the 8 bam goes down the tube and I need the pair of those, right? And right now I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 toward that hand. For the any like numbers, I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. One more the other way. Ah. It's risky, isn't it? It's a risky venture here, but this is the prettier hand, isn't it? Right here. Okay, here's my thinking. My thinking is, since I would hope to get, if I were going to do any like numbers, I would want to have this in the Kong position, which, by the way, I could call for either line 7 under consecutive run that we're keeping track of, or for line 1 of any like numbers. So that would be my preference. And then securing the pair with the 8s and leaving the 8 bam open for the other Kong, which means that the red would be the one that I would choose to go. Does that make sense? I know it makes sense in my brain. Does it make sense? Okay. And we know this is risky. We know the 8s can go out before I call those 2 8 Kongs. But in my mind, the red would be the one I would get rid of if I want to keep track of. I see a thumbs up there for Magnus. I hope that makes sense, everybody. So here we go. Whew.
red, green, 4 bam, 5 crack, 4 dot, flower, call, 9 crack,
Who's going to grab it before me?
joker swap, 5 dot,
Yep. That's why I hate to put up jokers with flowers. I will wait as long as I can. So I know that there's either a good amount out or in exposures. I hate to do that.
south, 2 crack, red, north, 1 dot, east, 7 crack, 6 bam, 9 crack, north, 9 dot, 1 crack,
Okay, this is not out, could be called anything fresh I'm getting out. Good chance it could get, oh, there's one out.
3 dot, north, 3 dot, 5 dot, 2 dot, green, 9 dot, flower, 5 bam, call, 6 bam,
Interesting. One was out earlier, so there's one more joker available.
4 dot, green, 9 crack, east,
7 dot is fresh. Let's see if Kurt's going to call it.
7 dot. 3 dot. 9 bam. 7 dot.
Okay. Kurt, may I have your joker, please? And thank you.
Joker swap.
All righty. That gives me one more security toward that hand. Now we have to just stick to something, and that would be the way it's going to go, and hope that I can make one call before the other 8 bams go out or somebody's using them. But it's a chance we take.
Green. 3 bam. 9 bam. 4 dot.
And since I haven't seen any of my tiles right now,
Flower.
who's got them?
4 dot. 8 bam.
Oh no. Second one.
East.
Oh, 5 crack.
Flower.
I'll get that one
6
next.
crack. 7 bam. 6 dot.
All righty, there we go. Okay, now throw the 8 bam, all right? Don't hold it, whoever it is that's holding it.
5 crack. 6 crack. So 2 bam.
One only good thing is I'm not exposed at all. And with 2 having gone out, there wouldn't be a reason why somebody would be holding it. So, 1 dot.
1 dot. 9 bam. 4 crack. East.
Ooh, 2 crack. Sounds and looks very fresh to me, but I want to win and I have a chance of winning. So the answer is yes, get it out.
2 crack. Flower. Mah Jongg.
Self-picked. Annie made it before me. Did anybody have look at that. Right there. Would that have been the next tile Amistad was going to get rid of? Or was he holding it for any reason? He was playing line 7, 5, 6, 7 with the 7s, same hand, but he didn't need the 8. Oh, I didn't need the 8 crack anyway. What am I talking about? No, nobody had mine. Let's see where they are. Where is it? Where's my 8 bam? Oh, there it is. Oh my God. Way down there. Ah, oh my goodness. All right, well, look, we were set for Mahjong. That came in very pretty. Somebody beat me to it. My friend Annie, congratulations, Annie, with consecutive run, line 3, with the pair in the middle this year. And the conga flowers, wow. Oh my goodness, you guys. And then Kurt was playing line 3, 2025. I like that hand too. That's very nice. All right, we got to get one game in, don't we? So let's get to it.
First Charleston.
Another hand with no jokers. I'm kind of over this. Let's see what we can do in the world of the. I'm looking at singles and pairs, and I keep hoping there's something that's really going to stand out at me. But nothing is standing out at me. All right, starting with our pairs, like usual, we've got 7s, no other 7s at all for any like numbers. And we've got a pair of soaps. I wish I didn't have 7s and I wish I had 5s instead, because that would be pretty nice, right? So, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so let's move into the consecutive run section, and then we'll look at 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So the line number 4, flowers, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 could be a potential. What's our little soap friends going to be doing here? Wow. Could be anything where I use those opposites. Don't see anything that's really popping out except for that line 6 under consecutive except for any like numbers too. I mean, I don't know. Really kind of ugly. Let's see, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. No. Okay, so for consecutive, I also want to keep the 8 and 9. We just don't know what's going to come in, but I think that's what we're going to do. Oh, bye, Agnes. Agnes signed off. Okay. So I think this is a pretty pass, but I think I'm going to get rid of those and keep all of this. And let's see what happens. I'm getting tough tiles tonight. 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. The other line 7 hand could be. So that's another one. Oh, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 with the 7s. Ooh, that's not bad. Oh, wow. I think I'm going to have to break this soap up. Oh my God. I have to do that. I don't know what else to break up. I don't want to I want to keep everything here. So we're going to do that. Ugh, not my favorite choice here. Oh boy. 5, 6, 7, 8, 5 through 9, 5, 6. Here's a 9. I didn't put that in. 5, 6, 7, 8. So 5 through 9, line 1 of consecutive run, or even our pung kong at some point could happen. Now I'm thrown all the way off. 5, 6, 7. Wow. I mean, I am definitely, it does not even look like any of the hands that I was hoping to play 4 or 7 would come into play. I would so prefer, I think this is going to be some good combination of something right here. Although I don't love to have all this one suit action happening here. It is what it is. I have to go where the tiles take me. It could be line 1, it could be line 2, it could be line 3. If we get reds, it could be line 5. I'm going to break up my 7 right now so I don't get stuck with it, hoping I do pull in some more of these. And I did get another 7. So now I am, of course, continuing.
Charleston stop.
And
Courtesy pass.
Okay, Annie stopped the Charleston and Annie wants me to do the optional, and I will not do the optional with someone who stopped the Charleston. So I am going to say no tiles. It's going to make it a little harder for me, unfortunately, but I will not feed into her potential hand. So we're just going to say no. Best thing to do.
So 3 dot.
I just hope I get some jokers in here. All right, I'm going to get out what was left over
East.
in the
8 dot.
Charleston and what I had in my hand that I decided not to use.
2 dot. 1 crack. 8 bam. 5 bam. Red.
I would have
1
liked that
crack.
one. Okay,
7 bam. 1 dot.
so for 5 through 9, I've got my pairs covered, which is wonderful. I can call the 6. And I need another good pick for the 7 and the 8 to be able to call those if I do
7
that
bam.
line.
3
It's
bam.
pretty strong, so we'll see. Get rid of this first. 9.
9 bam. 5 crack.
Okay, I don't need that for there. And that would not make sense. Any other hand at this point would not even work out. So I have to just say ignore. So I've got my pairs for line 1.
1 dot. 2 dot.
All right, we'll keep that for a little bit.
Green. 3 crack. 3 crack. 9 bam.
Okay. It always works out when, well, in this year, it's going to be weird that 8 is going to be the pair position that always seems to happen, but I still have
2 band,
discards
7
without
band,
having to make a hard
1
decision.
pack, 1 band. So, east,
And when we get a
9
tile
dots.
in or tile is presented to call,
green,
we'll talk about our options.
5 dots. 6 crack,
Okay, so we have to talk about our options right now. So for that top line, right now I can call the 6, I can call the 7, and I need a good pick for the 8. For line 3 on the left side, flowers 7, 8, 9. I could call the 7, I could call the 9. I have to worry about a pair, and I have to have one more good pick for the flower. So in this particular case, it makes sense to call this 6 and commit to 5 through 9. So I'm going to go ahead and call my 6 for a pung.
call,
And I'll start getting rid of the flowers. And since I already have 2 9s, this is I don't need the third one, but it presents itself as being a little safer than flowers. Maybe somebody will put it up. I can grab a joker exchange.
flower.
No,
6 band.
of course not.
So,
Not when I want it.
red, flower, green, 8 dots. 9 band. 2 crack, north, call, 4 crack,
Ooh, we've got a wind hand going on there.
9 band.
We could be line 1. It could be line 5. Line 1 or 5.
7 dots.
Oh, or
Okay.
Quint. Yep. Deb said or Quint. Yep. Or Quint. And since I don't have any jokers, good chance are, and
5
he's
dots.
got a good
7
amount.
dots.
Oh, very nice.
5 band. 7 dots. 4 crack. 6 crack.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I got to get rid of 1 9, and then I'll be able to call either a 7 crack or an 8 crack for Mahjong, or even pick a joker in from, or pick them in myself. So maybe I'll get this hand.
9 crack. 1 band. Mah Jongg.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What a challenge. Self-picked and Winds and Dragons. Wow, the Winds and Dragons line 5. All right, Annie, congratulations. You're kind of hot tonight. I don't even want to take a look at the leaderboard. Annie is in first place. I have a -10 because I gave 1 Mahjong. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at how pretty that hand was. Really. It's like a little frustrating. There's my 8 sitting there in Amistad's hand. There's another 8, a joker, 8, a joker, a joker, a 7. My tiles are there. They just didn't come up close quick enough. Son of a gun. 2, 4, 6, 8, line 1 for Kurt. And for Amistad, line 4, 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh, they were far from it. They weren't even, I mean, the game was between Annie and I. She just beat me to it.
First Charleston.
Oh, geez. Tough night. I'm starting with 2 jokers. Let me faint right here on the live stream, okay? Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, I had to say a prayer to the Mahjong gods. Give me 1 hand tonight, please. All right, 2 jokers. We'll keep those right there. But guess what? I have no other multiples. Well, lovely. Let's move these down here for just a moment while I take a look at my wonderful tiles here. Now, when I don't have any multiples to start, then I'll start with separating my evens and odds together. And if you start collecting, like I have more evens here and we collect them, this could turn into any like numbers as well, depending on which tiles we get. I will keep my dragon. Maybe I'll keep the 5 because the 5 works out in 4, 5, 6 in a run of some sort. Not really great. I don't know that I'm going to keep the wins at all, but if I were going to just keep something to see what was going on, I might keep the West because East and West would go with the 6s. I don't know. This is feeding somebody a good hand right there, but I don't really care. Let's see. What else did I get? I got another 4. So I'm just going to keep going here and let's see. Do I want to keep the 5 for any reason? 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4. I don't think so. Do I want to keep the West for a little bit longer? Maybe. I got an 8. Oh boy, we got little bits and pieces of a lot of hooey right now here. 2 plus 4 equals 6. I do have 2 plus 4 equals 6. I need flowers for that. Not so sure that this is going to happen with the West. So I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. Okay, and I got another 2 in. Of course, I'm going to continue.
Second Charleston.
Now, what will I do? Let's take a look at some of the hands. I do have 2 jokers, so that's pretty nice. Looking at line number 4, I wouldn't need those, the pair, but 2, 4, 6 with 4s would be very nice. That could be one possibility. What else could we do here? Let's see. Like I said, I had 2 plus 4 equals 6. I've got those there already. Probably the 8 isn't going to be something I keep. Let's see, or a priority. The 2s, the 4s with the opposite dragon could be a possibility. Line number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, line 7. Even the concealed hand could be a possibility. So we have some good possibilities. I think I will opt to do these. Oh, now I got an East and a West. That's something funny. And I'd have to give up everything else, which I'm not going to do at this point, to go East, West with 4s. No, I'm not going to do that. Oh my goodness. If I had known, but that's okay because I do have a hand with the greens that could work as well. So
Courtesy pass.
you never know. The way my night's going,
Bam.
it may not happen at all. Well, let's hope we have something that happens. Okay, now I have 2 plus 4 equals 6 happening. That's a hard hand. Any hand with 4 Kongs and a pair, to me, is just not an easy hand.
West. 9 crack.
Lots of jokers. If you don't have the natural tiles, you have to depend on a pair.
So. 7
So
bam.
right now I've got a lot of which ways I could go in 2, 4, 6, 8, but I'm not committing to something because I would then narrow my chances tremendously. Although my chances tonight. All right, let's not go there. A 7 bam up for joker exchange.
7 crack. 8 dot.
Okay, I am not going to keep that for any reason. And I think I'm going to do the 3 first.
3 bam, 6 bam,
Here goes 1 6
5
bam that I
dot,
would like in my
8
hand.
dot,
Okay. 2 4 6. Wow. Golly. 2 4 6. Okay, I guess I'll get rid of the red.
red, 1 dot,
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how I'm thinking singles and then look what happens.
5 crack, 5 dot, 5 bam, 3 bam, 3 crack, 8 dot, 5 bam, 2 dot,
I would have liked that 2 dot
red,
for that second from the bottom hand.
9 crack, 9
Just,
dot, joker swap, south, 1 bam,
I wanted
3
that
dot,
joker.
call, south,
Wine. A Kong of 3 dots with no jokers.
6 dot, 3 bam, 6 dot, east, flower,
I would like that in my hand.
7 crack, west, north, 1 bam,
Oh my goodness. 2 4 6 8. The single ones with all the flowers. Look at that. I got it in there. 2 4 6 8 with the 4s. So weak. So weak. And then, of course, the hand that I was hoping with the dragons, which would have been with 4s. I never got any 4s in. 2 plus 4 equals 6. I guess I'm going to get rid of the greens. That's what I'm going to do.
green, 1 bam, east, 4 bam,
Unbelievable.
red, 5 dot, south, 1 dot,
Oh, 1 flower.
green, 8 dot,
1 flower. So now line 2 or line 4, maybe.
so, 1 dot, 1 dot, 2 dot,
2 4 6 8. Nope.
1 bam, 2 dot, green, 1 crack, call, green,
Oh my God. Okay, so we've got 1s and 3s. And there in the 1 3 5 7 9, there are no Kongs of 1s and 3s, so it has to be 1 2 3 mixed suit run. So that means she needs 2 bams and flowers. Ooh, golly.
south,
Lord. 2 4 6. Let's look at that bottom concealed hand. 2 4 6 8 and 4s. Pretty nice, but it's risky. I've got 2 pairs here and I don't have the other suit in the 4s. All right, let's look at the line 2 again. 2 plus 4 equals 6. Not too bad. It's not too bad. Not bad at all. Now this one here, I need 2 good picks and a flower to be able to get that flower after my hand comes in. The line number 4, where I need a Kong of flowers, and you know I don't want to call flowers with the Kongs. So that one needs a Kong of flowers with 2, 4, 6, 8. How many flowers have gone out? Just one? Just one. We know Annie needs it. Oh my God. So this is what that hand is right here, where I don't have the other suit at all yet. That is almost not even, does not make any sense to even think about that one at this point. So I'm going to have to hold out. Again, I'm in a very tough predicament. 2 + 4 = 6. Now, in hindsight, if I had thought about it, it's too late now. I maybe would have held on to 3 BAMs, but 3 are out. I don't know where my head was at the time or what was going on. But anyway, 2 + 4 = 6. Not too bad. What would be a backup? Possibly nothing, because I'd want to keep all of these 2, 4, 6, 8s for a backup. Line 1, backup. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. All right, well, the best shot to be able to keep a single 2, 4, 6, and 8 is I don't need the other 6, right? Right. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of the 6 right now.
6 crack, 3 BAM, 3 crack,
Speaking of 3 BAMs,
9 crack,
third one out.
so 6 BAM,
Now let's look and see. 8 crack is not out. That might be a tile I have to get out. Now there's a 6 BAM and there's 1 out already. I'm going to call it because 1 is out already. And there's only 1 joker up for exchange. So I'm going to do it. I have no choice.
call,
I mean, of course I have a choice. The 8 crack is a definite tile that has got to get out. And I think also the 6. And I was holding them the whole time for my potential hand. Son of a gun. Okay.
8 crack, north,
Oh,
4 crack, east, 6 crack, 9 BAM, 4 dot,
see, that's what happens when you
Joker
have those
swap, 9
Kongs.
BAM,
Well, that's nice.
5 BAM,
I just need a joker. How many 4 dots went out? Just the 1? Okay.
north, 4 BAM,
I don't see any 8 BAMs either. Got to get it out.
8 BAM, 5 BAM, 4 BAM, 9 BAM,
Oh my God. Finally.
4 crack, 6 crack, 3 crack, 6 dot,
Watch, I'm going to get a 2 BM. You know, that's what's going to happen.
5 crack, 9 crack, 5 crack, 7 crack,
There we go. I finally made a freaking mahjong, everybody.
Mah Jongg,
Oh my God, that was like pulling teeth. All right, I finally got one mahjong. Whew. Now I can rest myself, my brain. All right, well, Annie had her 2s, and look what she was a little short on there, her flowers. So she was getting there though. And then Amistad was playing line 3 consecutive run. And he was coming in nice too, very nice. And then Kurt, consecutive run line 4 with the singles. And look at that, set to Mahj. So it was a race between Kurt and I, that game.
First Charleston.
Oh no, jokers. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. I know, I should look at singles and pairs because I see a lot of 5, 7, 9 stuff, but that's a hard hand. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 in one suit, and then the other pairs in any 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And that's what I have right now. I kept all of the 5, 7, 9. And I do see a little bit of 3, 6, 9 here going on. I like to keep my dragons because I don't know what's going to happen. And 5, 7, 7, 9. Why not keep our Norse? Look at that pretty pass. So I've got a lot of good options here. Let's see what happens. Now we have a 6. Do we need that for any reason for 3, 6, 9 possibly? 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's see. 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8. 5, 7, 7, 9. That would be nice. All right, let's think about whether or not I need keep these dragons. I just don't know if I'm gonna. I mean, here's my 5, 7, 7, 9 little part of that hand right there. But I don't want to like put all my eggs in that basket, right? But there's enough of other 5, 7, 9 stuff that I could be doing. It's just going to depend on what comes in. So, I would like to keep a lot of 3, 6, 9 stuff, but I don't know. I'm going to just see what happens. A 5 here. Of course, I don't need a pung of 5s for 5, 7, 7, 9. Let's see. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. The singles and pairs. Oh my God, I'm having a little bit of a challenge here. I don't need the 1 bam. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. I feel like I'm getting like stuck in this 5, 7, 9 thing tonight, but 5, 6, 3, 6, 6, 9, 5, 6, 7. Maybe that, keep that instead for 5, 6, 7. I don't know. It's really tough. Tough, tough, tough. Okay, I've got another 5. You notice how I got away from singles and pairs completely here. 1, 3, 3, 5, 5, 7, 9. Ooh, I am just, this is so ugly.
Second Charleston.
What can I make out of this here? Of course, I've got some like numbers too. I would like to keep it all, but I don't know what I'm going to get in. So it's kind of like just not knowing what I'm going to get. It is not coming in the way I wanted it to. You never know. 5, 7, 7, 9. do I need to keep these? Let's look. 57579, the concealed hand. Bye, Leslie. I'm looking at the bottom concealed hand as well. I don't know if I'm gonna need these soaps, the dragons rather. I don't know that this is that important either. 579. Section is a little bit challenging this year. 1s, 3, 5, 7, 9s. I don't see anything that's working out in my favor.
Courtesy pass.
Another 5. Any like numbers has just gotten a little bit stronger without any flowers. Okay. Got that 9 back. No. I could hold it. We'll just see what, we have to
Two
see what
down.
happens. I'm gonna have to
Flower.
hopefully make some,
Green.
get some good tiles and to
6
help
black.
me figure out what I'm doing, like that. I'll get rid of this.
9 crack. 8 crack. 8 crack. 1 bam.
And like that. So let's look at any like numbers. You know, I certainly need the other suit. I need the dots. We'll see. Let's see what happens. Okay, so that's really coming in nice right there. Can I hold on to 5779, which is not giving me any reason to think that that's going to come in at all? Is there any way I could hold on to it? I don't know. I actually don't think so. So I'm going to start getting rid of the wins. I'll hold the 7 and 9 in case I want to fall back into some other 5779 hand.
South.
Saying goodbye to
7
the
bam.
wins.
South. 6 bam.
Another flower. We don't know why we would need that unless we play line 2, which is challenging.
West.
Got to have a
6 crack.
Kwong of one of the numbers and then split them and hold them in your hand
8 bam.
for line 2.
3 bam.
I'll hold that for the bottom
North.
concealed
8 dot.
hand.
2 bam. 9 crack.
Okay. So the bottom concealed hand, even though it's concealed, they're all pungs and I've got the pair of flowers. So it looks like
9 dot.
that might be a
7
good
dot.
option as well.
4 dot. 9 bam.
I have no jokers. I should have just stuck with the singles and pairs hand.
2 bam. 2 bam. 6 dot. West. 9 bam. Red. 4 bam. 9 dot.
Unreal.
7 dot. 1 crack. 4 bam.
Not a
6
joker
crack.
in sight. Oh, there's my other. Oh, no, that's a 9. I was thinking it was a 5. I'm like, well, there's my other tile. Yeah, right. Not quite. Oh,
9 crack. East. 5 dot.
there's my other tile.
2 dot. North. 6 dot. 6 bam. 7 crack. 8 crack. 4 dot. 5 dot.
Another one of my 5s.
1 dot. 4 crack. Call. 2 dot.
Okay, so there were none out. I kind of figured that would happen.
9 dot.
Joker
8 dots.
exchange availability.
East. 7 crack. North. 6 bam.
And there's no 3s, I don't believe. Nope.
3 bam. 5 dot,
Another 5 dot.
8 crack,
Jeez.
1 bam. 7 dot, 7
I
dot,
mean, I would need just a ton of jokers to even have any hope of making line 3 at this point.
3 bam. 3 dot, call, 3 bam. 7 crack,
Oh my.
4 dot, 8 dot, 1 bam. 6 dot,
And I also have to get rid of that other flower. I was hoping to get that, to be able to split that 5 and get some jokers so I could call, the 5 dots that I never got.
8 bam. 1 dot, south. 4 bam. 4 bam.
Unreal.
East. 5 dot,
Another 5 dot.
4 dot,
Oh,
1 bam. Mah Jongg.
I did not give it. So Amistad was self-picked, 1, 2, 3, 4, and look at the jokers and Annie didn't have jokers, but 3 and 5, so there's still some more in the wall. Oh boy, was that a tough one. It is tough watching all your tiles go out on the table, one after another after another. Man. What else? Consecutive run line 5 for Annie. 1, 2, 3 with the dragons, with the matching dragons, and then Winds and Dragons line 4 with the news and the dragons. Nice jokers. All right, let's see. We got one more
First Charleston.
game. Let's see if again, no jokers. This is really hurting the girl here. Stick these down here for a moment. Okay, what do we have? Anything wonderful here? Let's see. Ones. Like numbers with ones. Of course, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 again, kind of staring me up in the face. No, Debbie said 1 plus 9 equals 10, and I was thinking about that, but we are. Oh, here's the other one. 1 plus 9. No, that's not bad. That's not bad. For some darn conga flowers, which we have to get. That's not bad. Let's see. It looks like we're going to end up keeping. I want to hold this just for a little bit. But then again, do I want to hold the red? Maybe not. I think I'm going to try this time. Ones, nines, tens, 5, 7, 7, 9 with the east, northeast, west, possibly. 5, 7, 7, 9. But I have to pass. So what am I going to pass? The 3. 5, 7, 7, 9. Can't keep everything. I'm going to have to do this if I want to keep open 5, 7, 7, 9. Maybe this one. Hold on a second. Let me look at one thing. 3, 5, 7. Ones and nines. 3, 5, 7. I was just looking at second hand from the bottom. Okay. 3, 5, 7. 3, 5, 7. Okay. I guess I'll do this. I mean, it's, oh, look at this. Past the 9, I get the 9. Uglier than ugly. Like numbers with 9s, had I not passed that. Oh my goodness. This is when you say these are challenging hands. I mean, it's like I just think to myself, really? And then I say, well, maybe I should just go for the singles and pairs. See if I could force it to happen. I mean, there it is. 1, 3, 5 with ones. There's a good possibility right there. And I gotta pass something. So if I want to keep this for the 1 + 9 = 10, I know I could do a blind pass, but oh, will I get something in that gives me some clarity? I'll do it. No, of course not.
Second Charleston.
What did I think? Something was going to give me some sign? No. One, 9. Be what it is. One, 3, 5, 7, 9, and the ones for singles and pairs right there. Ones and nines, but 1 + 9 = 10 doesn't look like it's going to help me out very much, Deb. And I'm going to chicken out from the singles and pairs. Oh, geez. Geez. All I need is jokers. That's not asking a whole lot, is it? No, not really. Here, I'll keep the 3, maybe 1, 3, 3, 5 will happen. As a backup.
Courtesy pass.
Right. Oh my God. I think I would never want to pass one. Ugly.
1 dot.
Oh, of course I'm not committing to anything right now.
So west. Red.
So there's 5, 7, 7, 9 right there with the news. Really nice. So
5 crack.
strong.
4 crack.
Beautiful hand.
6 dot. So 9 bam. 8 dot.
A pung where I don't need a pung, but if I went with 1, 3, 3, 5, I could need it. Okay.
Red. 1 crack. East. 2 crack.
1 east. Oh my goodness. 1, 3, 3, 5. I just can't deny that. Line 2, left side. Can't deny that that's a possibility right there. So I'll keep the, I don't necessarily for 5, 7, 7, 9 need the 3, but for that I do. So I'll get rid of the 9. Wow.
9
Again,
bam.
a
5
challenging hand. Oh my goodness. In this particular case, if I called this for a Kong, I'd be absolutely crazy, but not so crazy. So I could call the 1 dot, and I have the 3 BAMs are in a pung position, which aren't too bad. But the way my hand's been coming in and all that, it may be the smart thing to do right now, just to see if I can force this hand to happen. So I think I'm going to do a wild and crazy thing, and I'm going to call it. Somebody's playing those tiles. I mean, I know it's early, and it's early, which kind of gives me some reassurance that I could get some jokers in here and maybe have something happen. This is really crazy. So I'm going to do it.
Call.
Call me crazy.
9 dot. 4 dot.
I just
3
need
crack.
some 3 BAMs and jokers.
9 crack.
like that.
South. 4 dot. 7 crack. 9 dot.
If you notice, I just got my east.
4 crack.
Not that it mattered because nothing else was coming in.
2 dot. Call. 7 dot.
2 dot for
7
joker exchange.
2 crack. West. 7 dot. 6 bam. 4 crack.
Oh, that. Oh, Deb, did you say? What Debbie said, who are you and what did you do with Debbie? What are you talking about?
North. West. South. East.
Are you talking about my decision? I don't know. We'll talk in a minute. This will probably be our last game.
8 bam. North. 8 bam. North. 9 crack. East.
Not picking a joker, not picking anything in.
7 dot.
Sometimes you got to
8 bam.
force a hand to
Joker
happen
swap. 1 bam.
if nothing's coming in.
South.
Now I passed this, so I think it's going to get called.
Green. Call. 8 dot.
Uh-huh.
Joker swap. 8 dot.
I can't even get a joker swap.
1 crack. West. Green. 9 bam. 2 bam. 9 dot. 2 crack. Red. 9 crack.
I purposely
crack.
left my sevens. If anybody does need them, they're going to have to put up a lot of jokers. Let's just say that. Otherwise, they're very safe tiles.
3 dot.
All right, I need 4 of those, so I can't call that. Bummer.
6 crack.
Just need some jokers.
8
Like
crack.
one, I'll take 1
dot.
joker.
5 crack. 8 crack.
Like that. 1 joker.
7 bam. Red. 4 crack. Mah Jongg.
All right. Some nights it's just not your night, and tonight is just not my night. I cannot beat these bots out. 3, 4, 5. Flower 3, 4, 5. Quint line 1, which is a pretty hand. When you have jokers, sure, why not? And then Annie consecutive run, line 5, 1, 2, 3 with the matching dragons, 2, 4, 6, 8 for Amistad, line 2. Wow, I mean, unbelievable. But in my situation, I'd been picking nothing, picking no jokers, and I just had to make a decision to try and force that hand to happen. And as you can see, it does happen. So it's good possibility and all. This has been a tough night, but of course, you have to be prepared for these things to happen. So this is all a good learning experience. Oh yeah, Debbie said because I called the Kong, she's shocked that I called the Kong so earlier. But I made a decision because nothing was happening. I mean, I have to go with what's going on with my whole night and what is coming in, and nothing was coming in, and I figured why not? I could call something else. It was a Kong of 4s. Nobody would know what I'm playing. Nobody can get a joker exchange. So that's why I made the decision. As you could see, I was in bottom place. Not terrible, though. I'll say, Annie, congratulations on your win tonight. Until I see you guys again, be well, practice, practice, practice. As always, have a wonderful rest of the week, everybody, and good night.